It's going to start here right shortly. There we go. Okay, this is it. Is it though? Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Starts in 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever walked out of a mall into a huge parking area and realized you'd forgotten where you parked your car?
Could you get me some headphones so I can watch my stories while you play your game?
The morning stream, 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 the morning stream.
This is the Morning Stream. Do you like penicillin on your pizza?
The morning stream, the morning stream, the morning stream.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It is the morning of Monday, March 23rd, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. He's Brian Ibbett. Hi.
Hi, Scott. I do like penicillin on my pizza. Have you ever talked to your pets?
If you guys haven't seen that video compilation, it is amazing. If you follow Rick or Will Riker, aka Jonathan Frakes, on Twitter, he retweeted it, so you can find it pretty easily. Anyway, it's just somebody took that weird. What was that show called that he did? It's called
Beyond Belief. No.
Beyond
Belief.
It's like
No,
that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, hey, weird thing. Did you ever think
Like
of this?
Ripley's, kind of like Ripley's Believe It or Not. We need to get Drunk Dean Cain audio from Ripley's Believe It or Not too.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Except Dean Cain's kind of a jerk.
Fact
man.
or fiction. That's it. Fact
Fact
fiction.
or fiction. Anyway, he does this thing, and it's just kind of a fun little show. And somebody first, I'd seen the old compilation, which was just him asking the questions over and over. And then somebody had the bright idea of, what if we took this and did the slowdown with it? And now it's like perfection in a can. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So go
It's
listen
the
for it.
greatest
It's very, very good.
thing. Yeah.
All right. So keeping an upper lip here, a stiff one.
Sure. I hope you keep your upper lip
Yeah.
in whatever format it may be.
Yeah, limp or stiff, doesn't matter.
Oh,
I'll take your lip. That's going places. Anyway, despite the fact that here in the Salt Lake Valley, we have had 90 plus aftershocks now.
Wow.
From that stupid earthquake not quite a week ago. It'll be Wednesday. It'll be a week. But yeah, like that is the truth, man. 90 plus. In fact, this morning there was another like 4 point something. And I didn't feel it because I guess it was closer to the epicenter where you'd feel it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's still happening. Like I guess Hammond feels them all. Like he's felt all 90 of them.
He's pretty close to him.
Yeah, he's right down there.
Yes.
So
Wow.
he's getting hit a lot. My kids have felt most of them because they're ones that are uptown anyway. The further south you get, the less you feel them. But like, cut it out, Earth. Do you have to just keep doing that? Do you just have to keep
Quit
that
piling
up?
on, Earth.
Yeah, kind of sick of the Earth and all of its bullshit.
Give us a break, Earth.
Yeah, what's up, Earth? Stop it, Earth. Anyway, it's super annoying, and I'm glad that I'm not feeling them. I feel bad for people who are, because it's super anxiety inducing. It's like it's bad enough all the time, but we're also in this big quarantine moment, and you don't need the house to be doing this. Right. This is no good.
Yeah,
this is no good.
Maybe these things should be spread out and done over time.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, wish us luck. We've been eating a lot of leftovers though, and by leftovers I mean not your typical leftovers. It's not like you make a thing and then the next day you eat it.
Last night's spaghetti.
Exactly. I mean, we'd do that if we had that, but here's what we're doing instead.
Sure.
We're like, all right, the fridge is pretty packed because we, stored up a little bit last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things that have already been in there. Things already in the fridge that we've had for a while. And we're like, we're not just going to waste that.
Nope, it's time to finally start making that stuff.
Yep.
And you know what Tina and I are going to have this week?
What?
We're finally going to have that damn Hu Mi Chow Mein that Mike Savarius sent us.
Oh, nice.
He sent us both the Hu Mi Chow Mein. Really sounds like a racist name. Hu Mi Chow Mein?
Chow Mein?
But it's going to be this week, and it's going to be, we're looking forward to it.
Are you, what are you adding to it? What do you do?
So there was a box, and then he sent some gravy to go along with it. And I
Okay.
was going to wait to do it on the show, but you know what? It's taking up counter space, pantry space. We're just going to consume it.
Yeah. In these dark times, you should just eat it. Just eat the
that's
damn
right.
thing. Yeah.
Somebody had pointed out on on Twitter and pointed to a CNN article that, and I think we may have mentioned this last week, but Asian restaurants are kind of getting a little bit of the brunt of a lot of this this isolation and distancing, because there is maybe a subconscious or a conscious fear by racists that going to an Asian restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, a Vietnamese restaurant, Korean restaurant increases your chance of getting coronavirus because they're Chinese. So it makes sense, right?
Sure. And even those others, those Koreans, they look Chinese to some people, if you know what I'm saying.
So anyway, so we made sure to go to my favorite sushi place for what we get takeout Saturday night. It's close enough that it's like, all right, we get it from there, we get it home. It doesn't get warm. It doesn't, it's like you want your sushi as close to cut off the fish by the sushi chef as possible. So it's one that's nice and close by to our house. But walked in there, they seem to be doing okay. As far as takeout, I walk in there and they haven't done anything with the dining room as far as like restructured it. A couple places that we've been have taken tables and made like a little barrier that people can't cross.
Yeah.
And the workers there just kind of take the credit card, give you your food across that table barrier.
Yeah.
But at the at Mika Sushi, people were scattered in there like it was like it's the NPC selection in a game of Wild Arms, where they're like, oh, way over here, and then way over here, and then like almost like they had drawn a grid of the store and made sure each person stayed in their grid.
Like a little turn-based restaurant. They're all gonna
exactly. And we were all really smart about when Frank up at the front got his order. Yeah, he kind of made his way down, and we were almost like that sliding car rush hour puzzle.
Oh, nice.
It's like, okay, you're moving out. Okay, I'm going to go into your former spot where you just were, so Frank can come down this way, and then
That's great. That sounds great. I haven't gone into a place to see that sort of thing yet. I assume that's how people are structuring things, but we did the same thing this weekend. We supported a Thai restaurant that makes amazing stuff. And I was happy to hear from them that they're doing okay. I think what's happening is a lot of people heard that people were being weird about Chinese places or just
or maybe it happened in one or two places and the news media got hold of it and kind of blew it up, whatever.
And so in this case it actually worked to their benefit, because I think people are going out of their way to help try to support these guys. So so that made me very happy, because I really like those guys. I do not want them to go away. They make the best drunken noodle in town, and I need to have it.
We I don't know if this has been happening in your place in Utah as well. I feel like it probably wouldn't happen in Utah, but our governor gave the go-ahead for restaurants that serve alcohol to also deliver alcohol with your meal.
Oh, all right.
So you could say, all right, bring me a double stacker burger, some fries, and a gin and tonic.
Wow.
And I guess they put the gin and tonic into a to-go cup, like a fountain drink cup, and bring it right to you.
Wow. I was that illegal before, or what was that before?
It was illegal before. Oh yeah, you couldn't have alcohol delivered.
Interesting. So they can just say, "Hey, that thing was illegal, but now it's not."
You can have bottles of alcohol delivered by a liquor store, but you can't have like a mixed drink or a wine or a beer delivered by a restaurant.
I don't think our Governor Herbert has gotten around to that yet. That's my thinking.
Governor Herbert.
Gary Herbert. Actually, he's been great. We have been lucky in the gubernatorial department during all of this.
Nice.
Guy's been out in front of stuff, proactive, big changes, smart, pays attention to what the medical profession and the scientists are saying.
Good.
He's not, making this political. He's been great. That guy's been awesome.
That's good.
So I have to say, hats off to Gary Herbert. Well done so far, sir. Anyway, so and I was gonna tell you about this one leftover. So Kim found some cracked wheat. She found some not old, but some older steak that probably in another week was gonna be south, right? Some potatoes, some other some cauliflower. All these weird combo things. Made a stir fry of all of that.
Oh, okay.
And it was so freaking good. Oh my gosh. I'm eating better now. I'm eating better in this quarantine than I've eaten in years.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think I am as well. So wait, cracked wheat.
Yeah. So you know,
how
like,
do you do that in stir fry?
So have you ever had it? So like, I don't know if you boil it. I have to ask her, but I think you
Like
boil.
like as a side, like maybe like a quinoa or something like that, right? Like you
Similar
have it
to
as a
that,
side.
yes, but it's soft,
Okay.
right? So it's super soft, not hard at all.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you boil it.
Yeah, you boil
Or-
it,
or
and they're all
steam it or
and they
whatever.
fatten up, right? So you got kind of little bulbs now. And usually, so in the South where she grew up, they would have that for breakfast. You get a bowl of those, and then you put honey in there, and it was like a really good kind of almost like a sweet breakfasty thing. It's very good. Anyway, she put this in the stir fry, and I just thought, well, that's the Frankenstein pile of food I ever saw.
no
How's this
kidding.
going to be any good? And it was fan-freaking-tastic. It was so good.
Huh.
It was really good. And she put a little beef broth in there just to kind of give it some underlying, flavor, a little stock in there. That was great. But anyway, that's what we're doing. We're just going through the stuff. It's like, all right, well, that thing's not going to last. Let's eat that. We'll save the fresher for the later, and the older for the now. And
Totally,
and it's
totally.
working
Yeah,
out good.
that's exactly. We're going through the freezer. We're getting stuff out of the freezer. That's like, all right, well, we got this big thing of Costco fish a couple months ago.
Yep.
Let's have some tilapia. We're gonna throw that in the sous vide. Boom.
Yep, there you go.
What a great.
We had our first. So sadly, the big sad news in Utah was we had our very first death from the virus.
Oh wow.
And it was an older guy in Davis County, had some underlying health stuff, so kind of fit the profile of the at-risk
people,
type
yeah,
person. So
right.
that totally sucks, but only one so far. So I guess that's kind of good. And then you got the jazz player that was like smearing himself all over everyone's microphone.
Yep.
He says on day 5 of his virus, he lost all sense of smell and taste. And now there are scientists saying that actually could be a great sign for people who are symptomatic to know whether you've got it. There are other flus that do that. It's not unheard of, right? Like,
Yeah.
it can happen.
But that's like a new thing that people can look for, a new symptom that people can look
right.
for.
Like if you were home and you haven't gone in for a test and you've been sick, and you hit that and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I do need to get
I lost
tested.
my sense of taste. I can only listen to Nickelback now.
Now you can get a little bit of my Tommy the what's that band?
Look at this photograph.
No, I know that. But wait, who's the ones that sing that do the other song?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
What's
Yeah.
the name of that? Oh, Smash Mouth. Okay, so you can only listen to Nickelback and Smash Mouth when you have no taste. There you go.
I'm gonna create a double bill, couple bands called Nickelmouth and Smashback.
I like it.
And we're gonna tour and we're gonna just merge all their songs and it'll be better than if the two of them toured.
I want to play bass. Can I play bass? Let me.
Sure,
play
you
bass.
can play bass.
All right. What do you want to do? You want to be?
I am going to be interpretive dancer
Oh.
on stage. So so I'll be acting out the words of All Star.
Can you?
Hey now, you're an All Star. Put your game on. Play.
All right. Gift time. Someone send me that clip. That'd be great.
Damn it! I never think about the fact that you're just gonna like turn this into a GIF. I really don't until you say that. It's like, all right,
We have to. We freaking have to. Hey, did Gun Inquisitor come back to the chat room? Did he show up again? Oh, there he is.
Was that his nickname? Is Gun Inquisitor?
Yeah, he's back now. He says, "What's up with all the weed talk?" He says. So he's back. He's all right. He's good. Yeah, he took his time out seriously.
Nobody expects the Gun Inquisitor. I've been having some fun. The trivia places I usually do Tuesday nights. We'll go up to Poor Tap House and do trivia.
Yeah.
Where my friend Don hosts Thursdays or sometimes weekends.
Sure.
We'll do Geeks Who Drink trivia, and obviously all that stuff got canceled. But people are now doing, like, those companies are now doing online trivia competitions, and it's not really competition because, number one, it's really easy to cheat. It's like when you're sitting at home and you're watching a trivia thing via Chase or Twitch, via Twitch.
Yeah. Chase.tv for all your
Chase.tv.
gaming streaming needs. Yeah. Nudes.
It's really easy to cheat and to look things up while you're playing. But so they're not giving away prizes, and they're not even really giving you a way to enter your answers other than just spam chat. But my trivia team and I have been kind of doing the thing where we get on a Discord audio chat while it's going on, and we treat it like we would a normal trivia game and say, all right, what would we turn in here? What would we do here? So it's a really good to, like, if anyone's saying, oh, I'd love to do that trivia stuff, but I wouldn't be good enough at it to participate. I don't know, trivia, whatever. This is a really good time to get in there and try it. You can actually see what a game is like without having to go to a bar and play like
that's great.
a
That's
regular
one of
round of
the only one of the bright spots of all of this is this. I don't know. Some of the stuff just keeps cropping up. Like I saw an art thing the other day that was like this great collaborative stream that normally these people put on at some university, but instead they did it online. I'm like, you know what? You should do this online all the freaking time.
Right.
You should just keep doing it.
It is. It's really cool.
I would also say
I'd highly
go
recommend
ahead.
the Geeks Who Drink one as opposed to the King Trivia. If you're just gonna do one, do the Geeks Who Drink one because it's so much better produced than all the other ones.
Well, that's good. Even though they drink.
All right, sorry, go ahead,
It's
please.
better even
Continue.
when they drink. All right, so I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say, well, this would have been a great time for that trivia. Remember that trivia thing that was all hot on the phone for a while? What was that called?
HQ Trivia.
HQ, and they ended it. It went away.
They did, yeah. It went bankrupt a couple weeks ago.
But this would have been this would have been a perfect time for it.
Yeah, kind of would have been perfect timing for them to.
Big communal experience. Everybody's quarantined themselves, and we're all going into the same little service and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm bummed that doesn't exist now, or at least something hasn't taken its place, because trivia be damned. All right, Dunaway time. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, I'd say let's do Dunaway. Sure.
All right, let's do that. Let's add him to the show and let's get some winnings here.
Okay.
Hold on. Create group. They changed the way this works. It's annoying to me. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll bring him in. We'll do our thing. Oops.
Yeah.
Why isn't
He actually is in my he's on my island right now. He's raiding my icebox.
Is he really in there? He's in your island
He
right
is,
now?
yeah.
All right, joining us right now is Mr. Brian Dunaway, all the way from South Carolina and from Brian's Island. Welcome to the show. What's up?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
It's nice to see
Hello.
you. How are you? How are you feeling?
Actually, I got kicked off your island.
Oh,
You did? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. It said connection lost. I walked up to you. I said goober,
Yeah,
and
saw
then I was off. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Well, if you come back, you need to make sure to check out the bulletin board in my plaza where Scott Johnson has drawn a picture of a guy pooping.
Yeah, I drew a pooping
Oh,
butt.
I'll have to go check that out. But I've already been entertained because when I was flying over your land to land, I saw your little layout there, your little rug, your little Coverville rug.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but if you stand there as I'm flying in, you're like a big old giant goober waving.
Yeah. I think it puts the island owner there regardless. Even if
Okay.
I was some other part of the island, I think when you fly over an island, I think it puts you puts the owner of that
Interesting.
island right there by the entrance.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you look like an idiot.
so if you if you turn on, if you put your thing to sleep, it shuts everybody out, right? You can't get
Yeah.
in.
So
Okay.
basically, I've got it open over there. If I see it dim, I just flick the joystick a little bit.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
I
joystick
turned mine.
flick.
I just turned mine off so it doesn't go to sleep ever. So it just burst into flames.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
God.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
that's a great idea. Well, you need a little robot that'll sit there and just flick the trigger. Just sit there and flick it.
Like it.
Flick it. All right, we got a caller on the line to play this little game with us. Let's find out who's been so patient. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Adam from Windsor, Ontario.
Hello, Adam from Windsor, Ontario. How are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Oh, fantastic. It's good to have you here. How are things in Windsor, Ontario?
Same as everywhere else.
Yeah.
We're in lockdown,
Yeah.
so working from home.
All right. Well, I hope you're
And
doing all
uh,
right. Yeah. Let's go ahead, Ryan.
And you guys announced today that you are pulling out of the Olympics. Like you are not going to participate. Canada is not planning on participating in the Tokyo Olympics.
Well,
Oh, really?
especially
I
it's news to him.
heard
Yeah.
Is it so? It's
Oh
especially
no,
if
I'm a rower. Eh? That sucks.
if they still do it in July, that's true. But if it gets just postponed, maybe they'll still do it. I don't know.
If it gets postponed, they'll be in. But
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
would imagine so.
I hope for the best for you and everyone around you. Today we're gonna have some fun. See if we can't send you something cool And we'll do it with a little game Brian's devised. Brian, you want to explain to me and Dunaway how it works and our
I will so totally do that. So I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Adam, your job is to predict who is going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a couple of Steam games because shipping to Canada is kind of a little more expensive. So we're gonna send you some Steam games and save physical prizes for the U.S. But that doesn't mean we're chincing out on the Steam games. Oh no, you're getting a copy of Underhero and Cryofall. Cryofall, I know, is a super cool, popular game.
Cryofall. I'm trying to remember what that is. Cryofall.
It's one where ice falls on you, and
Cryofall. I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's good though.
I've heard. Let's see. It's a sci-fi online survival game.
Yeah,
Top-down
interesting.
perspective.
Cryofall is it based on the
Cryofall.
Crytek engine? Or
I could have sworn I
possibly?
heard about Cryofall before. Maybe not. It's a 200-player sci-fi survival game.
200
I've heard
player.
of Underhero.
200 player. Really?
200-player sci-fi survival game.
Okay, so it sounds like
They
some kind
just
of
doubled it up.
They probably got some kind of private server thing where you get in there and like you and 199 other people try to survive.
Yeah, so it's basically you're one of up to 200 survivors stranded on an alien world. While you'll start by desperately scrounging up resources to keep going for just another day, eventually you'll be able to construct farms, advance technology in cities. There's
Too real.
bit of a multiplayer RimWorld vibe.
Too much like going to Costco. No thanks.
Nice. No, I hear it's okay. I'm seeing some reviews. Reviews are good. People like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. These are good prizes.
Awesome.
How do we earn them?
They could be yours, Adam, but here's what we've got to do. We've got to give our boys a topic that they're going to be playing with here. This one comes to us from a listener who goes by the name Paul Raven. Paul Raven sent this one in, and I feel like you guys probably have a similar disadvantage and advantage to this one.
Okay.
I like how you put disadvantage first. That means we're both screwed.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're
Go
both
ahead.
kind of screwed. So, Inspector Gadget was brought up on the show a couple weeks ago,
Oh, jeez. Okay.
and got Paul Raven thinking that it might make a good Babble Royale to list the gadgets that Inspector Gadget would use. He found as much of an official list as he could possibly find. There's some commonly used gadgets, but then there's kind of other ones. And he compiled them and like did some work to like merge things from different sources. So Inspector Gadget gadgets is what we're looking for.
All right. Oh, gadgets that he had. Okay. And
Gadgets that he had.
is it canon, cartoon and movie also canon or no?
Oh, that's a really good question. This one just lists the cartoon. But
Okay.
I would be surprised if
A lot of those I'm sure cross over, but I don't know.
probably
for sure.
crossed over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd
Alright.
say they probably crossed over.
Did you guys see the movie?
Yeah, the
No, I
Ferris
never
Bueller
did.
movie, or not Ferris? What's his name?
Yeah, it was Ferris
Matthew
Bueller.
Broderick?
No,
Matthew Broderick. Yeah, I saw it
Broderick.
a long time ago.
I saw it at the drive-in.
Oh,
was
really?
like, Yeah.
Were you making out, and so you didn't really see the movie, or how'd that go?
No, I was there when my kids got.
Oh,
weirdo.
geez. All right, that's weird. All right,
We'll
well then.
see an Inspector Gadget. What do you think? Yeah, I'm like taking a hot date to see Inspector Gadget. Hey,
I've got
go bad date.
I've got 30 items on this list.
Go, bad date.
bad date.
Bad date.
All
Bad
right.
date Gadget.
I'm nervous, but all right.
All right,
We can do
so
it.
Adam, knowing that is the topic and hearing the confidence level of our two players, who do you want to go first, and who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, I'm thinking Scott's going to win, and we'll let Brian go first.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
nice.
Brian, you're first.
All right, always my favorite Go-Go Gadget when he pops out the Go-Go Gadget copter and he flies off.
Copter,
Damn it.
yes. Helicopter propeller blades that come out of his hat that enable him to fly. He has
right,
a
Vinny.
spare unit available in the event of failure, as seen in episode 9 of Inspector Gadget.
Right.
Oh, geez, that was going to be my first one too.
Wow.
Um,
Already kind of struggling. Oh
a
no.
little bit.
Go-Go Gadget Brain.
All right.
No helping.
Yeah, no
That's
helping.
that's the dog.
Oh, he had a dog
Was the
named
dog
Brain.
named Brain?
Yeah, Penny was his niece, and Brain was the dog.
All right. I remember a gadget umbrella, I think, where he could float and safely float somewhere. Was that the
The
deal?
gadget umbrella, a hand holding out an umbrella that comes out of his hat, can be used as a parachute. More often than not, he will fall rapidly when using his umbrella when it turns inside out.
Gadget
His
brella,
brella.
brella.
Yeah,
Is it
Brella.
called Brella?
Yeah,
Brella,
yeah,
Brella.
go gadget umbrella, he would say.
He does say Brella. Okay, funny. I thought he
Gadget
said
Brella.
umbrella. I can hear it in my head is umbrella, but I guess I'm just.
Well, I
adding.
said
Darn Adam.
I said umbrella, and that's okay, right? You're still
It's
gonna
totally
give it to
fine.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
right.
I'm not gonna hold you to the.
Well, I'm going go gadget skates.
Totally remember the gadget skates. Where are they on here? Here we go. Roller skates come out of the bottom of his shoes. He's often very clumsy and struggles to keep his balance on the skates. Later on in the series, he tries adding his own
Rockets.
modifications in the form of rockets. Exactly, comes
Yep,
out from the sides.
rockets.
Even more glitches than most of his gadgets for their first few appearances. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of the cartoons, but basically, it was kind of a parody of Get Smart, which itself was a parody of James Bond, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen all the gadgets. All the
Wow.
cartoons.
Didn't
Okay.
it also
Right.
have the Get Smart guy voice him? He was the
Don
voice.
Adams. Yeah, Don
Yeah.
Adams was doing the voice.
All right. He had
Go ahead.
springs on his feet, if I
Oh, yeah.
recall. Right.
Gadget springs, totally. A spring comes out of his hat, enabling him to bounce, usually when falling headfirst and hitting his head against the ground. His legs can also extend with springs, which he
Boing.
often uses for jumping and landing. So, gadget springs in both the head and legs.
Go. What? Okay. You kind of threw me off because you said in the legs. So I was going to say go gadget legs. They're not really springs. They're more like just long legs.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Gadget legs.
Go gadget legs.
And with that come his neck.
Charlie
and
horse.
His neck, arms, and legs can telescope and extend to great lengths. Embedded into his left hand is a crank that can be used to retract his extending arms. So all of legs, arms, neck extending, all fit, all
At
count
once
in that.
sometimes.
Yeah,
He's a real.
He's gotten himself into a knot once or twice.
He's an abomination, man. That guy.
he's kind of he's more machine than man.
He really is. Nobody wants to be with that guy. All right. I remember he had a. How do you describe this? It would either. Okay, so he had. Was it a flower? I think he had a flower that would either squirt like water or lasers or something. Anyway, it's like a
Yeah,
flower, like a
lasers.
joke flower, but it would work for him to shoot something out of it. Is that right? Go gadget flower.
Gadget flower. Yes, it is on this. I just want to make you struggle for a second. A mechanical hand holding a big sunflower emerges from his hat and can either spray water or sleep gas. towards
Sleep
an enemy.
gas, not lasers.
Not lasers. Destroy them with sleep gas.
Sleep gas.
Sleep
Crap.
gas.
Okay. All right. Woo. Dodge that bullet.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny how
All
many
right.
of these things are really just a hand that comes out of his hat
Yeah.
that holds
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
Pretty
it's a
much.
gadget flower. It's a gadget arm that has a flower in it.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Yeah.
Now he has a go gadget flashlight that comes out of his finger as well. I'm gonna go with go gadget flashlight.
Yes, there it is right there. Now they list this as all finger gadgets. So I'm gonna take all the finger gadgets here at once.
Oh, the finger
Um,
gadget coming off the board.
Here's the deal. I'm going to read the whole thing to you. There are several gadgets inside his fingers, accessed by taking the end of his finger to expose the gadget. These include a flashlight, skeleton key, laser, pen, screwdriver, drill bit, snow gun, corkscrew, water pistol, whistle, and vibrator. So
That's-
those are all the things.
And
in his-
vibrator.
Whoa. Brian
wait.
added that. Brian.
You got it.
added
You snuck that one in
added-
there.
I snuck that one in.
Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't do.
I snuck that one in. Get it?
Hilarious.
That's where I got the
That's
laser from. I
terrible.
think was that finger laser. All right.
Yeah.
So we're done with hands. I can't think any more of those.
Done with hands.
Let's see. He had an overcoat. Does his
Guess he
coat?
was
The
naked.
coat had all kinds of shit in it. So I'm gonna say his coat.
Can't give you that.
You can't
wanna-
do gadget
wanna-
coat. No gadget
Can you
coat.
be more specific?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. You know what? I take that back. It lists gadget coat.
That's like
his
his
print, I thought, but that's not the coat itself. Isn't the gadget? It's the stuff inside it. But they actually do list it as gadget coat. His trench coat inflates when he pulls one of its buttons and enables him to float in water or in the sky. So I'm giving you this because It's a gadget. It's a inflatable, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's wearing an
Yeah, I
inflatable.
remember the code had
It's
a
a bit
ton
of a
to do
gadget,
with
I
stuff.
suppose.
Yeah.
It's almost always deflated by being punctured, causing him to shoot through the sky as the air is
Mhm,
released
mhm.
before falling from a great height. However,
Whoa!
in Winter Olympics, the pilot episode of season 1, Gadget refers to it as his gadget blimp.
Oh, very good. I'm glad you said the Olympics.
This is
I'd
my
forgotten
gadget
about
blimp.
the Go-Go Gadget skis.
No,
Gadget skis.
really? Oh man.
Go-Go Gadget skis.
Like this one's brief. Gadget skis, a pair of skis that extend out of the front and back of the shoes.
Yeah, they don't have to.
That's all you get
explain
on that one. The very
Um,
brief description.
it was
compared to some of these
really-
other ones.
Those were always my favorite animations because they kind of like, they just kind of like popped out. They kind of like ballooned, boom, and they just jumped out.
Oh, geez.
It was kind of the Transformers of his
Oh, it totally was. Yeah.
time.
How would I explain this one? So I have a very specific memory of a big old cartoon hammer coming out of something, but I don't remember where it protruded from. So I'll just
I
say
think that's
hammer.
Just in the. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I'll say
I'll let-
hammer.
It's interesting.
Gadget hammer. Hammer gadget.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going
Promotional
to...
work I've seen it in, but I've never actually seen him use it, except maybe in the movie.
I've seen it in the cartoon. I've seen him use like an extendable
I think you're thinking
hammer.
of the intro. I don't think they actually use it in the cartoon
Well, that
itself.
Well, I mean,
counts.
isn't the intro part of the cartoon?
Yeah, that
I would. give-
Some of the stuff.
That
Some of it.
All
is.
right, I'm going to give it to you to take this one off the table. Gadget hands. Even though we said like, all right, all of his other gadgets seem to be a hand holding something.
Yeah.
Several mechanical hands can pop out of Gadget's hat. These hands will sometimes hold various objects, including a camera, a motorized fan, a spotlight, a can opener, other useful things. Of course, there will be times when he'll also be holding something useless or unhelpful to the situation. I'm going to assume that what you saw was a Gadget hand holding.
Yeah. Go Gadget Periscope.
You're just like, all right, fine, my turn.
Okay, Periscope definitely on the list.
Do I get to like shut you up sometimes because you get to hurry me up so I can shut you
you're,
up?
You're
Right?
good.
Is that how
you're
that
good.
works?
You're good.
Yes. And where is it here? I know I saw
Doesn't
it.
bode
Gadget.
well for my later judging, though, does it?
Oh, I take that back. Actually, there is one here called Gadget Mallet. So we're actually going to take that one off the board.
Oh,
Gadget. What'd you say? Mallet?
Gadget Mallet.
Mallet.
Oh,
Mallet.
okay, that's
Gadget
a hammer.
Periscope.
All right.
His head opens up and a periscope emerges to see over
Mhm.
high objects or when underwater.
All right. Didn't his teeth do something weird, or does that count as the heid or something? You're gonna.
Shouldn't his teeth do something weird?
It was some kind of
Is
weird
that your-
tooth thing where they'd like it would like open like a door and then
Is that your final answer?
Open
Yeah,
like
teeth.
a door?
I'll
His
say-
teeth would open like a door?
I'll say teeth or tooth.
Teeth, Gadget teeth,
Ugh.
Gadget's teeth. Deploy from his mouth and fly about.
Oh my gosh. He
And
flew
fly about. And fly about as though independent
Right?
from his body.
Right, like, well, of course they fly, because teeth can fly. If they're not in your mouth, of course they fly.
So, do false teeth really count as a gadget? I don't think so. But his tie, go gadget tie, baby.
He had a tie that did something.
Yes. An even shorter description than the skis.
What do you
Gadget
need to
tie.
know?
His necktie becomes a lasso.
What do you need to know?
Well,
Um,
good point.
it's a. I'm sorry. It was a lasso. His tie would become.
Becomes a lasso, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Not a hand hold. Why wouldn't it be a hand holding a lasso? It seems like if they've gone the route of having hands do everything else.
All right. I'll say this is a
Go
totally
gadget bag of chips.
throwing this out in the. This is totally a guess, but something with his ears, gadget ears, probably.
Oh, here you go, gadget ears.
Because he probably had to hear real
Gadget
good,
ears.
so his ear would go
they,
real
they,
far.
They like the little scope thing to kind of like scope out or something.
Correct. Yes, metal
Like
cones
those,
that deploy from his head around his ears, allowing him to hear better. There
Okay.
are gadget ears or amplifiers or cones or whatever, however you want to describe.
Okay.
Gadget ears is listed.
All right.
Go gadget binoculars.
Go Gadget binoculars.
Shit,
right
I was
here at
gonna
the
go
top
with
of
the
my
eyes.
list. Binoculars lower down out of his hat and cover his eyes or over his eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Go gadget bowel movement.
Yeah. Flamethrower of some sort.
Do
Do you have a
I'm thinking his
flamethrower?
hands, but I don't think Did we say that in his hands?
No,
That's kind of a no.
he didn't say
He
it.
did
but
remember any
say that in his
flame.
hands.
I don't think they had that
I'm-
kind of. I don't think they had that in the budget.
He has to have
I'm
had.
looking
fire.
through the list that I've got.
I'm pretty sure that was the animators going, "Nope, we ain't drawing fire every week."
Yeah, I'm not seeing it now. Somebody may pull up video of a flamethrower, but I am not. It is not in my official list here. And what I say goes. I see no
Damn it!
flamethrower.
Damn it!
Go
I-
go.
Did you have more?
Did you have more?
Oh yeah, go gadget. Siren, the little pops of his hat. Woo, woo.
I remember that. That is in the
Yeah,
intro
police
too.
light and siren emerged from the top of his hat,
Mhm.
used in the opening credits.
Damn it!
Right.
You had enough.
See, what
You had
did
too
he
much
have?
time on your hand on Saturday mornings. What else you got?
Well, it wasn't on Saturday mornings. That thing went to syndication pretty quick. I used to watch them. They used to run like 2 or 3. Like they used to run like blocks of them.
You know what would be cool? Someone in the chat says this also. What would be really cool is like a really dark take on Inspector Gadget. Put it in like Blade Runner future. It's a detective who's mostly cyborg, mostly machine, very little man, and it's just all played for serious. It don't you know
Right.
like
Go
everything.
gadget hat.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
I'm not equipped to love.
Go gadget hat.
Hat? What hat?
Go-Go Gadget hat. Like we said about a thousand things. Describe the Go-Go Gadget hat, because there is something that might fit that. What would tell me about the hat?
I had a
'Cause
hand.
it's dumb. It's kind of dumb.
There's a hand. There's another. Yeah, there's a whole hat hand thing that
Yes.
actually does it.
Okay, that is it. It basically takes his hat and like doffs his hat to to a lady. The Gadget hat doff. When Gadget greets a lady, instead of doffing his hat, a mechanical hand emerges from his hat. In the hand is another hat. From this other hat emerges a second mechanical hand, which is also holding a hat. I want to see this in the dark.
That is an unneeded redundancy.
It totally is.
That's
That's what
stupid.
that's what Go-Go's all about,
you're
man.
Stupid.
Your tax dollars at work. Here's everything that you could have said besides what you did say. Gadget handcuffs or gadget cuffs. Just above his forearm, or just out of his forearm above his hand comes out gadget cuffs. The top secret gadget phone. It's his thumb is the mouthpiece and his pinky is the ear.
I was worried about that
Hey.
when you said it counted all the fingers because I know he
Oh,
pulled his thumb
sure.
up to his ear and his the pinky was the receiver, but
Gotcha. Gadget lanyard. A mechanical lanyard extends from his belt buckle. Gadget flaps. Mechanical flaps emerge from his waist, allowing him to glide. Gadget magnets in his shoes.
Oh, that's
gadget
right.
Parachute.
Gadget
Separate from the
flaps.
umbrella, there's a gadget parachute. Gadget respirator.
Oh, we could
Hey,
use those.
we could really use that
we could
now,
use some of
right?
those now.
hey,
Kinda
let's
good.
go gadget.
Yeah.
The gadget refrigigadget. A gloved hand holding an unmarked aerosol can appears out of his hat and sprays a substance that immediately reduces the surrounding area to sub-zero temperatures. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Wind sail, radar, and pulley are the last 3.
A pulley.
A pulley.
Oh.
A mechanical hand, go figure, holding a pulley on a handle emerges from his hat to allow him to travel down a gondola cable.
Wow. They really relied on that. Hands are coming out of my hat.
It really
deal.
did, exactly. Like, I work for the spy company that really just all we create are hands,
Yeah.
and it's holding the things that Department D decides to put in there.
Yeah. I don't hold with it, is what I'd say.
Did
Well-
you like the Dr. Claw? I like the Dr. Claw in that. He always had that. He had a
Dr.
great
Claw was
voice.
the bad guy,
Did
right?
Walker do one of those for a while? Yeah.
Who played Dr. Claw in the Matthew Broderick?
I remember.
You know
somebody
what? That's
famous?
a good question. I can't remember.
Maybe.
Is Inspector Gadget film sackable?
Oh,
Oh,
my
the movie,
gosh.
absolutely. If you liked like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's kind of like along the lines of that kind of slapstick.
Oh, it's,
Rupert Everett was
Rupert Everett,
Dr.
yeah.
Claw.
Freaking Rupert Everett, dude.
And Jolie Fisher was Brenda. Michelle Trachtenberg was Penny.
Yeah.
Penny.
Also featured the comedy stylings of Andy Dick,
Andy
D.L.
Dick.
Hewley,
Yeah.
Renee Aubergenois,
Yeah. Sherry
Mr.
O'Terry
T.
was in there. He was in there.
Richard Keel.
Yeah. Wow, they had everybody who was looking for work. That's great.
That's right, exactly.
Well, that's great news for everybody but me and is it-
Adam.
and Adam. Adam, how do you feel about this loss? Are you all right? You gonna be okay?
Oh, No, I'm great with it. I just wanted to thank you guys for all you do and keeping us entertained during
Aw.
this time. But
Thank you.
yeah, that's way too many close calls there, Scott.
I know. I feel like I got really close toward the end, but didn't happen. But same to you, man. And we hope you stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. All right.
Scott had a mechanical hand that was pulling answers out of his butt.
Out of my buttocks.
Out of my butt.
I was sure. What was the one I said that was wrong? I forgot already.
Flamethrower.
Oh, flamethrower. I was sure that there was a flamethrower, or maybe I just want
It
there
makes
to be
sense
one.
though, because no, I
Sure.
think,
I mean, he's got
like
a
I said,
freeze, but you know,
right.
Yeah, if you're gonna
it
have
does get
pretty-
kind of dark, right? Then
Yeah.
he's gonna torch somebody.
I was worried it might be in the movie, but they definitely wouldn't do an animation because this was kind of limited animation even for the 80s.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's
Yeah,
not a great.
yeah,
It's
so-
not a great cartoon. I mean, a lot of people.
Fire
have some
would be
fun with this.
hard.
Yeah, fire would be hard. Oh, that's just a thing you should say to yourself every day.
Yeah.
Brian Dunaway today at 3:30 Mountain Time here on a Monday. We'll be doing the Boop Show. That's right. We're going to be talking
On a
video
Monday.
games. And I'll just tell you right now, I'm going to pretty much talk about nothing but Animal Crossing and Doom
Animal Crossing.
Eternal. So if you want to hear
Well,
about
let me just say I'm in agreement with you. I only took a couple of minutes into Doom Eternal, but I have eternally dedicated myself to Animal Crossing. So
Yeah,
Nice.
I am. I'm further than that in Doom, but not super far. But far enough to I think speak to the overall quality of it. Did I like it? You'll have to wait and
yeah.
see today at the Boop Show at 3:30
By the way-
Mountain Time. Yeah,
and just throw this in your show or throw this out to people. Here's my tip of the day for Animal Crossing.
go.
There goes Brian back into my island. He's gonna go raid my icebox.
Yeah,
yummy.
If you got a lot of trees, right, and you know one of the first things you do every day is go out and get all your wood. Knock out all your wood first before you collect any of it, and that helps you keep track of which trees you've gotten wood from.
Oh, smart.
Just leave all
So
the wood on the ground.
yeah. That's a
when
good,
I'm looking for my morning wood,
Yeah.
I just
Yes. Exactly.
that's also good for
Smart.
if you pounded the stones or not.
Right.
you pounded the stones.
Yeah. Also,
I don't
another
know where it's
tip.
going, but-
Another tip is don't eat fruit before you pound the stones, because you'll
Right.
break
Or
the
else you
stones.
destroy your rocks.
Yeah, you'll destroy them. Now they'll come back, but they spawn in a different place. If you like
Yes.
the location of them, don't eat the fruit first when you hit them, and that'll just shake them loose. Then
I've
they'll
got to
stay
go
there.
destroy one of my stones because it popped up right in front of my house, and so
Oh.
I can't. Like I have to move stuff around if I want to get all 8 items from my stone. Because right now where it's at, I'm only going to get 3 items or 4 items
the
from it.
the physics in the
Oh.
world of Animal Crossing continue to be flummoxing.
Yes.
And then the other tip would be when you go to those other islands, you know your ticket thing, what are they called, the miles
Mm-hmm. The
tickets?
Nook Miles. Uh-huh.
Just shred that place of its resources. Take
Yeah,
all of it
yeah.
home with you. All of it.
Especially rock. Like
Yeah.
especially hit all the rocks. and
Yeah,
get
because
all
you
the
know how the hardest damn thing to find in this game is the iron.
iron nuggets.
They're the worst.
Yeah, iron
Ferrite dust.
nuggies are impossible.
They're
I don't know how many
worst.
islands I had to go to before I finally found ferrite dust.
Yeah. Also, it's a good point. If you dig a hole someplace and leave it, it'll stay whole. It'll stay
No
a
Man's
hole.
Sky.
So it's a great way to mark stuff. That's a good idea. Oh, look at us.
cool.
Let's start our Animal Crossing
I do
tip
holes
show.
behind the rocks so that it doesn't knock me far away from the rock to where I can just go bam, 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 bam.
Smart.
That's a cool idea. Except I wonder how much time you're really saving because you got to take the time to pull out your shovel
Well,
the
it's
hole.
not a time saver. Like
Yeah,
the rocks are like Mario boxes where you have a limited time to get all the stuff out of them.
Yeah.
So if you waste, it will cut you down by 1 item if you have to move back towards the rock to hit it again.
There's only six possible, right? I always get all 6.
Eight items out of or seven items out of a rock.
Shit.
And you're losing one.
Scott's
because
been-
you're
Scott's
getting
been
knocked
missing
too
out.
far back. Exactly.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been missing out at least one rock or stone or iron
Or
ingot.
iron nugget.
Yeah, nugget. Freaking nuggets.
Ferrite nugget.
All right, this is. I can tell you, we're gonna get a lot of ferrite nuggets if you need them. All right, well done, Dunaway. I look forward to talking to you later about all that stuff. Take your win and f right off. All right, bye. Okay, we are going to take a break, and today we're doing something kind of special. Sorry, YouTubers, you're not going to see this, but everybody else is. We're going to play today's song live on the show, today's mid-song and ending song. The YouTube will have to be paused, so sorry. They destroy my account if I don't, so it's not my fault, I promise. But we're going to do that a little bit different today. So, Brian, let's take that
Yes.
break. And you know what? Before I do that, I want to tell people, brand new Fred and Can out today. Go read it. It's one of my favorites. Basically, I'm translating my real life into the life of Fred and Can. If you don't know what this is, it's about a guy and his expired can of cream corn. They live together. They talk to each other, or do they? But anyway, in today's episode, Fred is really tired of quarantining himself and is rather depressed on the couch. And so Can tries to motivate him. Then hilarity ensues. So check it out. fredandcan.com is where the latest comic is. You can find it there. There's RSS feeds. You can also get it mailed to you if you'd prefer. There's lots of ways to get it. I have it on Twitter. I put it on Instagram. Pretty much everywhere you go, it's there. So go check it out and let me know what you think of it. You can also visit my personal Patreon and see how to get prints of it and that sort of stuff. That's fredandcan.com. Okay, now introduce this song and we'll play it on the air.
All right. So going back actually quite a few years to 2005. This is a band that I worked with for the Not Lame podcast. So, hey, I'm actually able to say, yeah, I have permission to play this because the band gave me permission to put in the Not Lame podcast and any future podcast that I work on.
Nice.
Michael Carpenter and Mark Muldray are a band called the Super Hip. Michael Carpenter does some great stuff on his own, by the way. But these guys are power pop royalty. One of my favorite genres of music is power pop, not to be confused with like pop, like, you know, Adele and Beyonce and stuff like that. Power pop is more like the Wonders from That Thing You Do is power pop. Fountains of Wayne, the Kinks, stuff like that. Squeeze, totally love power pop. This band is the Super Hip, and it felt like the right song to play today. The song is called Everything's All Right. You'll see why I play it. Came out in 2005 on their album Seize the World. Here are the Super Hip.
When it seems
This here's 1240 Arroyo Vista. It's always been 1240 Arroyo Vista.
1240.
1240.
Staring at an Al Pacino Amazon Prime ad.
The morning stream.
with us.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. That song was good. I like that.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, it was
nice
very
and
good.
peppy and positive and get you in the right mood for today. It's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. The Super Hip.
Sorry, I'm still singing it.
From Seize the World from 2005, the Super SUPAHIP, one of the greatest power pop bands of all time.
Yeah, it was very, very good. All right. Excuse me. We are going to call our good pal and friend, Steven Schleicher. He is with MajorSpoilers.com. And he'll be joining us shortly with this.
Steven.
It's Steven Schleicher all the way from, like I said, Hays, Kansas, and MajorSpoilers.com. Steven, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Scott, how are you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
We're
also
good.
Brian. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
hi.
Steven. Oh,
Didn't
hi.
see you there. Hey, Steven, are you how you holding up? You got the two kids at home? You got the stuff going on? Like, you doing all right? You hanging in there?
Yeah, everything's fine here.
Yeah, not too bad.
For now.
Yeah.
For now. We'll see.
Are you switching to homeschooling mode? Are you
This is spring break this week, but we have a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock on our Zoom to talk about what's going to happen after spring break. Everybody's going to go to virtual, I believe, after spring break.
Now, let me ask you this. I've noticed, I can't be the only person who has noticed this, but suddenly Zoom is the thing. Now, before all this, a lot of people, A, had never heard of it, and B, most of us in podcasting like it, but don't love their volume control and have other issues, so we don't use it very often.
Yeah.
Kind of lack of features. But suddenly, out of nowhere, it is the go-to standard for all of this stuff. And I don't understand why. Why aren't people just using what they've already used? Like, why aren't they using Skype? Why aren't they using a million other things? Is there something special going on that I don't know about?
Well, so Zoom lifted, if I remember correctly, they lifted the cap of the number of people that can be in one Zoom call at a time. Most colleges and universities that have a virtual college presence, like Fort Hays State University, which is been doing virtual college for over 20 years, they've been using Zoom for all their virtual classes. And my guess is since that there is probably a good connection between middle school, high school grade school teachers and faculty at universities
Yeah.
that they're also using that as well.
Okay, so it's not like they suddenly got a new suite of features that I should go look at.
No.
Okay. All right. I mean, whatever. Like, this is what happens during these things. Certain things will get a boost from
because they're the right thing right now.
Right, the right time.
I don't know if I talked about it here, but like my youngest son, he's 8, 9 next month. But he and his friends have been super, super social with one another during this.
Yeah.
They have been on Facebook and they FaceTime or whatever it is, each other all day. There's like 4 of them, and they all start giggling and they play their Roblox games online and just have all sorts of fun. So they're really not going to hurt socially during this incident.
Yeah, my
That's
kids
cool.
we have a FaceTime phone group called Animal Crossing Weirdos. And they'll start that call up, and whoever wants to join in can join in, and we just all are jumping each other's islands and sharing our stuff and laughing. And Nick's,
Nice.
Nick will be like, I'm going to play Doom for a while, and he's playing Doom in there, and all their cameras are looking at the ceilings because we're doing a FaceTime, but nobody's looking at it. So there's a little bit of that going on. It's pretty
My
good.
son hates it because I'll sneak up behind him and start making weird faces to the camera.
Nice.
What? No way.
And he's like, Dad, you're so embarrassing.
Yeah, Essential Tremor in the chat room. I think we played that the other day. The person that got up and went to use the bathroom and left their mic on.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, we played it on the show.
Whatever he was.
Oh, maybe it was Friday's show. So
I think it was post-show, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I don't think we did it during the actual show.
The patrons got it. That's who got
Yep.
it. Well, anyway, still, Steven, one of the things I've been thinking about, I know you have, is the impact this will have on comic book stores, like actual shops who, had to pivot so much in recent years to, make their shops more of a draw outside of even just comics, making them places to go play Magic on Saturdays, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And while this is affecting everybody in retail, I'm curious if you've got any information or data on how this may smack the folks that try to run comic shops.
I tell you, this is going to decimate the comics industry, not just comic shops, but the industry as a whole. The biggest thing is comic shops are in some places forced to close. They can't allow people in. Some are only allowing 1 to 10 people at a time. Now, I went to GameStop Friday before they shut down, and our guy was being really great about no more than 10 people in the store at a time. But comic shops are going to be hit by this. And the biggest problem, here's how comic shops generally run. And this is where we're going to run into a problem with the comic industry coming up. You need to order your comics 3 months in advance in order for those comics to come in. So based on, orders 3 months ago, those comics are going to start piling up in the shop. And if you're someone that pre-orders, or if you're someone that has a pull list, those are just going to sit there until you come and pick them up. And so the comic shops have already put out that money. They're already out that money to buy that stuff up front.
Wow.
And so unless you go in and pick up your comics in your back order list, which we talk about all the time, go and pick up your pull lists, comic shops are out of money. And now that they are reducing or even closing for the next month, they're not going to have any income coming in. So
that's no good.
I didn't even think about the fact that, people might be afraid to go pick up their comic pull list, their boxes. Wow.
Some shops are doing curbside pickup. Others are closed completely. Others are doing, hey, 1 at a time, come into the store, no browsing. You can only come in to pick up your comics. So if you have physical comics, now would be the time to contact your local comic shop and tell them, what can I do to pick up all my pull list items, including back order stuff, so that these guys can stay open once all of this is over. Because otherwise, if your comic shop goes, I haven't had a comic shop in this town in about 10 years, and it's hard to keep up with print comics. Fortunately, I have somebody who is in another city about an hour and a half away who mails comics to me. But even then, we got to order that stuff 3 months in advance and give credit cards and all that stuff so that those things can be ordered. And it's not fun when you don't have a local comic shop. So if you have one in your area, there's a good chance that it might be gone unless you, as a regular purveyor of comics, go in there or contact them and say, what do I need to do to get my comics?
And the drag, though, about what you're bringing up, though, and you mentioned it, is that unless you've pre-ordered something, they're probably not allowing browsing. So you can't just go there and say, let me look around. I want to support you guys and help you make some money. Could I go there and say, hey, is there anybody who hasn't picked up their comic order from their box? And I'll just pick up theirs and read it. Take it.
I don't know. Call your comic shops. Maybe they're up for those kinds of things. Also, see if they have gift certificates. That would be a good thing to do right now. You can certainly start a pull list now and pay for a bunch of comics now ahead of time. There's a number of things you can do, so you should really check your comic shop. Now, the reason why I said and explained why you have to order comics 3 months early, comics industry is a mess. Takes 3 months to get something printed and delivered and all that kind of stuff. July is going to be horrible for the comic book industry.
Yeah.
Alterna Comics has said that they are cutting back completely on their orders coming up in July. Valiant Entertainment has told their creators to stop working, and they're going to shut down for a month. Vault Comics is also what did they say? They're delaying all titles for at least a month. Aspen Comics has ceased publishing. Dynamite Entertainment in July is reducing their what they normally have is about 12 to 20 comics that release during the month. They're reducing that down to 6 titles for the entire month of July. There's others that are still evaluating on what they're going to do. Some publishers like DC and Marvel have reduced the store cost of comics, because comics stores don't pay the full cover price for comics. They usually pay a percentage of that. So it sounds like DC and Marvel have upped those percentages or reduced the percentages that stores have to pay for the cover price. So it looks like in the coming months, they will only be paying between 60 and 75% of cover price instead of whatever that previous system was. And for those stores that are currently getting a discount from Diamond Comic Distributors, there's only one comics distributors here in the United States. They are allowing stores to keep their discount rate or whatever it is, because that's based on how many comics you order. Well, if you can't order comics, your discounts are going to go away. But Diamond says they're going to work with that. So when you come up to July and everybody's like, oh, remember that coronavirus, which was like years ago, felt like it was years ago. Where are my comics? How come there's no comic shops? How come there's no comic books on the shelves? It's because of this 3-month delay of things going on.
Well, part of me hopes that you're right about us thinking it's ancient history by July.
Well, I mean,
I worry that we won't. But you're right. These
it
impacts.
was just a month ago that there was an impeachment hearing.
Yeah, it's hard. It feels like 400 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
It feels like 400 years ago.
That's what I'm saying as far as time goes.
If they end up bailing out the entire cruise industry because they're asking for money, that will annoy me on just a philosophical level. I realize that it represents tons of jobs, a lot of them foreign, some of them domestic, and people like their cruises. I get it. But if you're asking me which of the 2 cultural heritage things I would like to bail out first, it would be the legacy of comics and its impact on other industries, film industry and others. I would want to bail that out before I'd want to bail out the freaking cruise industry. Is that wrong-headed of me? Why do I feel that way?
No, I don't think so. And somebody pointed out, remember, like Disney Cruise Lines, their port of origin is in the Bahamas, so they're not even technically a U.S. cruise ship business.
Yeah.
But there is a bill, or currently, I don't know what they're arguing about today, about small businesses. So there may be some small business relief coming for comic shops and others who are hit really hard by this.
I hope so. They need to do that and make sure it's not just, big giant corporate whatevers. Because if I hear if I ever hear anybody one more time say to somebody who's struggling, well, you should have savings, you should do this, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And then flip around and have an airline go, we need $58 billion to keep moving. Where's your savings? Where's your bootstraps? Where's your backup plan? You didn't tell individuals to do that and small businesses to do that, but the big guys don't have to do that, and they just get bailed out. Freaking F off. I hate that. That's why I'm irritated today, by the way. Like, what's his name in the chat room who I silenced for 600 seconds. I did that. I'm on edge, man.
Inquisitor.
I'm on edge over that stuff. It's really annoying to me. So, anyway, I hope that there's a path forward for these small shops. I think that or big shops. I think everybody's.
Oh no,
touched by
it's
this.
so many of them. I mean, it's affecting everybody. In New York, if a business is told to close down, that includes your comic shop. Yes, there may be restaurants still delivering you your gin and tonics, Brian.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could probably learn to make a gin and tonic.
I actually do have all the ingredients here.
Good.
Yeah, you got a
both
bathtub.
ingredients to make a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
You have a bathtub, right? If you have a bathtub, that's all you need. That and all the ingredients.
Right.
You
well,
mix
I'm not
it
going
in.
to distill my own gin. I can still go to a liquor store.
Not yet. You're not.
That's true. You're not.
Well, good point.
Yeah.
But I've decided, talking in the chat room, I think I might call my local, the CC&C, which is the Colorado Coin Comic Bar, which is my local comic shop, and say, hey, throw 10 random Spider-Man comics from, this month, last month, whatever, in a bag. I'll do curbside pickup, pay for them, and whatever the issues are, since I didn't have a hold slot.
Yeah.
Just help them out.
Yeah. Just think about your local businesses all around. You guys were talking about that earlier in the show. That's really good. But comic shops, if you enjoy comics and you enjoy reading comics and you want to see comics continue, then you need to do it. And yes, I've been a big fan of digital comics over the years. Most of my comic reading is digital comics. But there's still something special about that tactile feeling of picking up a book and reading it, or a trade paperback and reading it, adding it to your bookshelf. And, if you can't get those single issues, there won't be trades. And if you can't get trades, there's no reason to have bookstores, or no reason to have comic book stores. So you need to support those outlets in the coming months.
Yeah, bookstores are another thing I was thinking about recently. Like even a chain like Barnes and Noble, they're already always kind of on the edge of like, oh no, this is changing too fast or whatever. I can't imagine what they're going to do now.
2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a big thing going on. I think publishers, I forget their mailing list. They were talking about how small bookstores were also suffering a lot of damage because of this, and that was just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, there's some people talking in the chats. Their local shop is closed down temporarily. Others are only doing drive-by or drive-up service. So
drive-by comicking.
Yep.
They just
throw it. What was the recent X-Men series that had like the 16-year or like this more
Grand Design?
Not Grand Design. That's the book.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yeah. This is one that you should definitely pick up. It is it is not House of X, Powers of X, which
Powers
is
of X.
And then the other one is, gosh dang it, I forget the other one. I want to say it's House of X. Both of those are really, really, House of X and Powers of X, which Powers of X is Powers of 10 because the story jumps progressively.
Well, the Powers of X or the House of X, that's the older one. I actually do have those still.
No.
Oh, there's a
House of X and Powers of X both released at the same time. They were alternating titles. So I think there are 12 books total in between those two. So you definitely, if people want to pick up some X-Men stuff, get House of X and Powers of X or Powers of 10, and get those from your comic store if they still have them in stock. They may not.
Yeah, I'm going to see what they've got. I think that's a great pick up a whole series if they've got it, or as much of a series as I can.
Here's what
they
should do.
You can't go wrong with the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that stuff's always good.
Yeah.
Here's what they should do. Marvel should make a series of X-Men books where the X-Men have all been exposed. Any one of them that had a secret identity, it's been exposed, and they call the series Unprotected X.
Jeez.
That's pretty good, right? And then it's like a euphemism, but also they're all unprotected. See, because they're exposed. See,
from the folks who brought you the legacy virus, we now bring you.
Exactly. All right. Anyway,
so since you want to go into that direction, here's another one that I would recommend.
Do we want to go in that direction?
It's from Image Comics. It's a really weird title. It's called Sex Criminals.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
And it is a story about when a person achieves their big O, time stops, and it allows them to commit crimes.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's actually that's a good series, actually. It's weird how good that is. I've read a bunch of that and thought I was
It's not for kids, though.
No, it's not, but it's also not quite as salacious as you think it is.
Yeah, no.
Like it's you think you're not getting this is not a porn comic. It's a weird idea, right? But it actually goes into some interesting like metaphysical places, and I enjoyed the 3 or 4 issues I read. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. But yeah,
so there you go, Brian. Enough comics to keep you busy for 6 minutes at most.
Yeah,
I love that idea. Yep.
Don't have unprotected X is what I'm saying. Don't have it. All right. Well done, Steven. It's always good to have you on. Are you guys, you got any particular content going on right now on the site you want to point people to?
We're keeping up with all of our podcasts. Our podcast schedule hasn't changed because everyone is remote and at home, so we don't have any disruptions in the foreseeable future with that. So if you're looking for stuff to listen to, if you want something just general topic, I would really recommend going and checking out our Top 5 podcast, where this past week we had the top 5 things to take to a dinner party. Top 5 things to take to a dinner party. I upped my game just a little bit and changed it to top 5 things to take to a 70s dinner party.
Oh, all right.
So you'll want to go check that out over at majorspoilers.com.
That sounds fantastic. As always, Steven Schleicher, Major Spoilers on Twitter. Have a good
Stay
one, dude.
hydrated.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Do stay hydrated, but don't hoard the water. Just stay hydrated.
That's right. Take what you need.
What you need.
Don't take all the water.
Don't take it all.
That's right.
All right. What now? Oh, Daryl.
Oh, Daryl, yes. Daryl has thoughts about the most recent episode of
Does he?
Picard. Yes.
Is it bad that I'm still not caught up? Probably bad.
No.
Okay.
Why is that bad?
Are you caught up?
It's only bad if you're worried. Yeah, I'm caught up.
Okay.
But I don't think it's bad if you're not.
By the way, did you recognize this bit?
This here's 1240 Roya Vista.
Did you recognize
Yes,
that?
I sure did. Aren't there fossil? No, there's Indian or Native American pots fragments in there.
That was such a good episode.
Wait a minute here.
Whoa, hello. What's that sound?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
where are you?
jeez.
Are you at home now?
I am home.
Oh, well, wait. I got to play this.
Hello, and welcome to Star Trek Adventure.
It's kind of fruity, isn't it?
All right. It's Daryl. He's home. He's at home.
How screwed up is this?
I don't know. What? Your voice?
Yeah.
Well, you sound
No,
fine.
you sound all right. You just sound like you're in a.
You sound like
kitchen.
you're in
Are
the
you
kitchen,
your
or the shitter or something.
No.
Where are you?
I don't know what microphone this is using.
Oh, well, it's definitely not using
tap
the...
what you think. Tap the microphone you think it's using.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're tapping something, we can't hear it. It's using.
Oh, no.
I love
like
that
a
his
built-in-
first words
built-in
out of
mic
his
or something.
first
Yeah.
words out of his mouth is how
Let's try
screwed
that.
up is this. Oh, there you go. I can hear you now.
Oh, much better. Okay.
Hello.
I can be sultry. Hear me?
Oh, maybe not.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You can be sultry.
Hold on. You're coming in and out. Say something again.
In and out and in.
Okay, it's a little echoey, but he's fine.
Don't capture that.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
You're cutting out a little bit. I think you're all right. I think you're good. Hey, so wait, so was there a controversial Picard or something? What happened this last episode?
Not really controversial, but you just weren't a fan. I got from your.
Oh,
your
what
email?
is my note? I got to get my note out. I'm echoing in my
Why
own.
don't you just? Why don't you just tell me what you what you thought?
Yeah. It was. I thought it was predictable.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
They would start lead up to something, and I would say exactly what was going to happen.
Go toward the light, Carol Ann. He sounds like this echoey guy going into the ghost door.
He does.
It's really weird.
Am I echoey?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
It's not terrible. It's
Not
just
too bad.
distractingly bad.
It's distracting.
Oh, is it a bit? Hey, okay, so predictable, but that's okay, right? We want to.
Sometimes it is.
All right.
But when an animal's gonna come out, and you just know that this certain animal is either say it, and you say its name, and you're right, that's not good.
Oh, there's an animal in this episode?
I said two.
He keeps cutting out. Are you hearing him cut out on you? Hey, Daryl, swap back over to that bathroom mic you had going earlier.
I think he was getting choppy with that one too. I think it's more of a network issue than it is a microphone issue.
Maybe
not.
This is a different microphone.
This is all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear it too because I'm echoing, so it does sound okay.
Yeah, you do. This is better. It sounds like you're in a room, but you're not.
Yeah,
Cutting
it was
out.
like you were cutting in and out with the other one, so maybe it is something with Discord volume levels, or who knows?
Who knows?
What am I picking up on?
We've never successfully called Daryl at home. It always does this. We always.
Is this a microphone built into the Mac?
Yeah, there probably
that's what
is
you're
one.
tapping.
Sure.
That's what you're tapping.
Okay, well that's what.
What do you think? What do you think the government listens to you all day long?
Yeah.
Keeping track of your whereabouts.
Exactly. But you know what I just realized, Brian, when you said that? This is funny because the other day I was thinking to some friend of mine who always puts a little cover over his webcam. I have 1, 2, 3 webcams all looking at me here. I never cover them, so they're just looking at me all day. What a boring job they must have. Because I am boring, dude.
Between iPad, phone, and iMac, I've got 3.8 me right now as well.
Yeah, and you don't know this, but the Switch's entire screen is a camera.
The whole thing,
is
just looking at me picking pears.
Yeah, good video games are only there to distract
all day
you.
long, picking pears.
That's right. Oh, were you a Pear Town when you started?
I am a Pear Island, yeah.
I was a Cherry Island, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, so Daryl, sorry. One episode left or 2? What do we got left?
Just one.
Oh,
Just one.
This was penultimate? Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's served up a pitch that you can see coming? Like what's it going to be? Is it going to be good?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to watch it and see.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how that works, right? We have to
Yeah,
actually see it.
it is.
Well, I'm hopeful that it's going to be fine, and that we'll all move on with our lives, and it won't be that big a deal. And then season 2, which is already approved, will get worked on. But now I wonder, like, this is true of all TV, obviously, but certainly Star Trek falls into the category of television show that would have to go into production. I wonder how production schedules are getting impacted, because it's got to be massive, right?
Discovery is being put off because everybody's having to work from home. The effects people, I mean.
Oh, the effects people.
Filming over the internet.
Right. But is principal photography done for 3? For season 3? Okay.
It's been done for a while.
But if they end up having last minute reshoots or something, which sometimes happen, that's probably bad.
It might already be done.
Yeah.
God, couldn't they just bring all of that stuff home? Like have all the
bring a
the big
shuttlecraft
computers
home.
like
Bring a
no.
bridge set home.
Like all the special effects guys. Seems like they could get so the software and the computers set up in a place where they could work on it, even not at home, but like in an office, a larger office space where nobody's right next to each other.
That or I don't think they need any of that. All
it.
they need to do is just be at home. They've all got. If you've got a good terminal computer at home, you can access all the files you need. You can access.
Just do it
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you'd think it wouldn't delay things too much, is my thing. Like, it seems like they'd have more time.
I guess it takes longer if you're not interacting in person.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, that's true, right? Because you got to collaborate. Stop collaborating.
Yeah.
What's
Stop, collaborate, and listen.
Listen, yeah, there it is.
Ice is here with a brand new something.
Glisten.
Glisten,
Yeah,
sure.
I couldn't think of another word. Anyway, all right. Well, so no news on that. And then what else is there, Daryl? Anything else going on today?
There is a DVD and Blu-ray coming in June of the 9 short treks.
Is that
so we have a little collection.
So, and are you going to get that?
Probably not.
Yeah, because you don't see yourself after you discontinue your CBS All Access membership. You don't see yourself saying, "Oh, I really want to go watch those 9 short treks again." But
not really.
Yeah, those short
what
treks.
If they put extra bonus stuff on there that you have to have?
Oh, Daryl,
maybe
what
that.
if they do? What if it's like, it's all outtakes where Patrick Stewart just berates the other cast with F-bombs or something like that?
If they just had a thing of outtakes, I would like that.
Yeah, I like outtakes. Outtakes are all right. All right. Well, there's your world of Star Trek in the middle of this apocalyptic event. Hopefully, we get more Star Trek out of the future. It's one of the things that's hard about all this is, at the end of the day, Star Trek is important and rad, and just like a lot of other things, Animal Crossing, cool, rad game, all these things that are happening. But it's hard to not notice how insignificant some of it is in comparison to the bigger needs at the moment. I do look forward to the day where we can get back to them being a little more of a priority in our lives, and also maybe hopefully us taking less for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm hoping this whole thing brings the planet together. It's like fighting an alien, and we're all together and united.
Yeah, that'd be good. There's some of that going on. Some of the opposite going on too. But yeah, it's happening. Well, all right. I hope you continue to remain not only sequestered but healthy. And are you working from home okay? Do you have the tools you need to do what you got to do?
No, I'm trying to get that all arranged and set up. So, and I hate this echo. It's driving me mad.
Yeah, you're going bananas? Sweet. Ga, ga, ga. All right, he's out. It's driving me mad. He's probably set up so that he's getting loopbacks, I think.
Yeah, exactly. He's
himself.
hearing it, monitoring in his own headphones or whatever.
Brian, I propose the following be a mashup and make us happy to hear it. You ready for this?
I second that emotion.
This is from Jamie. He put this together. It is called Monday Mashup Irish Bird. So let's see what that is. I don't remember any of that reference.
I don't either.
Let's see what it is. Enjoy.
For the boop. For the boop. For the boop. For the boop. For the boop.
For the boop. I would eat your pie, Brian. I would taste your pie. So next time you got your pie, let me know. I'll taste it.
Well, I still want to go to the Paddy's Pub and have my green beer with all my friends.
You got to blame it on the Irish, Brian. They've screwed us once again, those Irish bastards. But, you know, when you got a hole to fill, stick it in there.
It's one of the most diddly Woolworths you could go to, though.
Only Australia would have a freaking snake in their bag.
We have 7 of the 10 most diddliest convenience stores you can find in the world.
Scott's voice sounds a little high-pitched. Getting a cold? No.
Maybe if you stop sitting on your balls.
It looks like ass, but it's kind of deep and good. And I
looks like
I respect
and
that.
It's deep and good.
I respect that. Hey, Taro,
We've been playing video games.
I put stuff on my face and burned my boobs. Dunaway, I've never heard yours.
Yeah, and you never will either. It's my password.
Oh. So it's password 1234? Wow, that's a weird middle name.
It's Knockers.
Oh,
Brian Knockers Dunaway.
Knockers Dunaway. Oh, I want your passwords to be Knockers.
No, stop that. Quit the 3D printing on peace.
How are we to make money during this terrible time? It tastes a bit soapy, but I'll take it. It's not quite what I'm used to, but I'll
The
take
sandwich
it.
tastes clean as a whistle.
Follow me nose. It never knows. Wait, that's Fruit Loops.
Is that Fruit Loops?
Yeah, it's just not an Irish bird. I don't know what's wrong with me. This service is called, wait for it, Boober Eats. Boober, like Boober, like your boobs. Like your boobs. Social distancing.
Better than door snatch. Hey, Sparky, show me your wiener again.
Get over here. I need to see your wiener.
Toucan Sam, he's a parrot, right?
What is he actually? No, he's a toucan. You got me. You got me.
Oh, I love it.
You legit got me. Yeah, I've been reaping the whirlwind on that for days now. People have been teasing me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Constant tweets, couple emails. Can't believe you fell
I
for it
sprung it
again.
on you unexpectedly. That's all.
It's still. You literally said Toucan Sam. He's a parrot, isn't he, or whatever you said?
Yeah.
And I went, wait, is he? I mean, that's still on me. It's on me. It's embarrassing. All right. Anyway, that was great. Thank you, Jamie, as always. And they're always so well done. He just kills it.
Really good.
Go follow him on Twitter. He's at TMS Mashups. He's got a great website, does a Patreon, all that stuff. He's just great. All right, that's it for the show. We're going to get out of here. Tomorrow we got the full deal planned with Jury and Bill and all that business. I assume Bill's back. I haven't heard, but one would assume he'll be back. No idea what we'll talk to Jury about. I don't know what any of this stuff right now as we are truly in the thick of things, what this does to the election or the lead up to it. I heard somebody yesterday saying that there's a potential the election could be delayed if much more of this lead up stuff gets delayed. No! But here's the thing. Here's what people don't realize. It doesn't extend the term of the president. It only extends the election. There's actually stuff in the Constitution for this. So if that happens, he's out. And I can't remember who it is. Is it Pelosi or somebody's in? And then you have the election, and if he gets reelected, then he's back in, and if not, he stays out. But there's the delay in election doesn't mean a delay in the term. The term ends regardless, which is it's kind of interesting.
Well, you know what? That's a great question. Yeah, we'll ask Jury about that tomorrow. That's a great.
And you have to have you'd have to have 100% congressional approval on a delay of election, which I don't think would ever happen.
Okay.
I can't imagine it. I can't imagine a bipartisan effort to say, yeah, we're delaying the election. I just can't. I don't know why. I could be wrong. Those people. Patreon.com/TMS is how you support us. If you do that, you get lots of stuff, including a weekly free show. Although this week we're swapping that out for a Patreon playdate, and we're going to be playing Jackbox games this Friday. But 3 weeks of the month, you get a free show, a bonus show every Friday called TMS PM. And you get that by supporting us at patreon.com/TMS, among many other great rewards. So go check it out. For everything else you're looking for, frogpants.com/TMS. You can send us emails there, find our Twitter accounts, get into the Discord. We've got our voicemail line there. It's all there at frogpants.com/TMS. Brian, you got anything else?
I've got nothing else. except
Great.
a song.
Oh,
a song
well
in my
then,
heart.
holy shit. Let's play the song. What do you got?
Let's do that. This one's going out to Christine, who says, I recently lost my job in the last week, completely unrelated to the pandemic. Been freaking with a really rough night of depression for a few months before that. Now stuck trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. I could use something uplifting. Probably everyone could. Any song about getting you back on your feet again or some related theme, just something uplifting. Well, Christine, I've got it. And there is this again, another great song to have on the show where we're playing music because this is what we all need right now. And what's great about this is that you can't listen to this song and not smile. Now, it's not a cover per se. It does